I will be going through the protocol for the SPINEasy DNA Pro Kit for soil MP brand. Okay, pre-protocol before starting anything. We need to get ethanol spray, a Sharpie, tape, pen, pipette, the 1000 microliter, 200 microliter pipette tip, and pipette tips. Pipette tips are closest. We will be using 1000 microliter pipette tips and the 200 microliter pipette tips. If there isn't any open, I'm gonna need more than this for doing extractions. We would open up this big package, and unfortunately it only comes with one box, so we would go and get more boxes. It's technically not sterile until the ethanol is dry from the gloves, technically. Pipettes. So the pipettes, we have to be careful to hold them not more than 90 degrees, or else it's just good practice, because when you're actually pipetting, the liquid has more chance of falling into the hole of the pipette, and then it'll break it. So going to the shared lab. Okay, we're in the shared lab. Just a quick tour. Centrifuge. The Vortex. This is like so ancient. It doesn't work. I really hope that it doesn't give me hell this time around. And this table, I'm going to be putting everything on. So we're going to start this by spraying down the surface. I put it down. I'm going to position everything kind of how I want it. Just going to take everything out. So first I add 1000 microliters of lysis buffer S1. I'm going to open this up to place this down. I just sprayed the counter, so this can go face down. I'm opening this up. This is going to go face up just due to the stuff on it. I want to pipette. Okay, first of all, I messed up. This says 500. I need to change it to 1000. And be careful not to touch anything. And put this back on so that it doesn't risk contamination. Okay. Now, I want to be careful not to touch the walls of this. This is crazy doing it, videotaping. I just want to reach in, grab the liquid without touching any of the inside walls. Has to do with contamination. And the same thing, I want to just squirt this into the tube, but try not to touch the inside walls. Putting the cap back on. And for the next one, we're going to discard pipette. After every sample, discard. So we're going to do the same thing here. Okay, we're putting buffer 1 off to the side so that I don't pick this up again and make a mistake. Left to right, buffer 1 was right here. I'm done with that step, so I'm putting it off to the side. Now we're gonna move on to the second part of step 1. I'm gonna wash my hands again because I just touched my nasty ass phone. I hope it's not nasty, it's new, but still. 10 to 25 microliters of RNAse A. So I'm putting this pipette up. This only goes, the range is 100 to 1,000. I need the smaller one, 20 to 200. And this calls for 10 to 25. You have to do 20 at least, so we're gonna do 20. It's a good in between. Switching pipette tips. This is RNAse 1A. RNAse A. We have our 20 to 200, and right now it's at 18. We need it at 20. Changed it to 20. I'm gonna open up the first sample. Our solution that we're supposed to be putting in caps facing down because I just cleaned the bench. Opening up the tip. Getting a pipette tip. Being careful not to touch any of the walls. This is a very small amount that I'm adding. Okay. Making sure all that liquid is gone. Discarding the pipette tip. Closing the lids. Now I'm moving on to the second sample, the blank. Getting the tip. This is the solution. That might have been a mistake because I put it with the other samples. Careful not to make mistakes. Just gotta be extra careful. Lid to the solution. Careful. Lid to the sample. And that is the solution part for step 1. I'm done with this. I'm putting it off to the side. We are moving on. We need to homogenize a vortex for 20 minutes. Okay, here's our vortex. We need to make sure that it's balanced, which means that what you put on one side has to go exactly parallel on the other side. So you might want to avoid these broken ones. Unfortunately, we had another vortex around here that I thought worked. I guess it's gone. Okay, so the directions say to start it for 20 minutes. So first I added 1,000 microliters of lysis buffer S1. I added 20 microliters of RNAse A. I homogenized it in the vortex for 20 minutes. And then I have to centrifuge it for 2 at maximum speed. Centrifuging. This is going to be last time I show it, but we're turning it on. It's on. You open. It's open. You have to kind of, let me just switch hands. Counterclockwise to open that part. Okay, I'm gonna take these now. And we have to do the same thing, we have to balance it. So what you put on one side has to go on the other side. Is that right? I think that's right. If it's not right, it'll say error. So we have to fasten, close it up until it's tight, close this. The directions said maximum speed, so I don't know how fast this goes. For 2 minutes. Okay, it's done. I'm opening it up again. First, I'm gonna grab this, put it over here, because you have more than a couple samples. Like, it's just hard to transfer everything, so. Putting this back. Closing that up. Okay, to the second step. I try to sterilize things between steps. Sometimes it doesn't happen, and sometimes it doesn't need it either, but yeah, when I remember. When I touch things like my phone, gotta sterilize the hands. And this is where it gets really handy to have different racks for different steps. It gets confusing if you have more than 2 samples, so I have to, putting these on the yellow rack now that I'm working with. So this is my step 2 tubes, 700 microliters of the supernatant. That's the top layer, trying to avoid all of the sediments. Same thing, trying to avoid the beads at the bottom. Into the new tube, it's already labeled with the corresponding sample ID. I wonder if this will get it. Ah. I touched the edge. So we're going to try that again. It's okay if you get a little sediment because this is just step 1. Like, we're just, it's going to be filtered and filtered and filtered again. So that's done. I'm moving this to the side because it's done. Now we're on the second one, the blank. Okay, now we don't need these. And I would usually have a beaker to hold these, because this is all going to go in the trash in the end. But I don't have a beaker. So yeah, okay. Step 2. Yeah, it said tap the tube to ensure that all supernatant is transferred without disrupting the propellant. Add 400 microliters of buffer 2. Buffer 2, 400 microliters. So I'm changing this to 400. I'm opening this. Now we're done with buffer 2. I'm putting it off to the side. Okay. Invert. In mix. Now centrifuge for 2 minutes at maximum speed. (900 microliters of supernatant). 900. Of supernatant into a new collection tube. So a new one. Move that to the side. corresponding new collection tube, pipette tip discarded. I'm gonna do the same thing. Okay, so that step done. The tube, including the pellet, may be recentrifuged to recover any additional lysate. Add 900 microliters of buffer 3. 900 buffer 3. And these can go to the trash. The old ones, not the new ones. Double check. Careful not to touch the walls. Okay, done with buffer 3. Wipe that down. Inverts. Mix 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. You're going to transfer 900 microliters of this mixture into your column S. These directions, I don't know. Okay, so these need to go into their own collection tubes, not micro-centrifuge tubes. These are collection tubes. Cool. So the next step is to transfer 900 microliters of the previous mixture into the column S tube. We're already at 900. So I'm taking S1. Okay, this still has liquid in it, so it's going to be reused. Discard the empty pipette tip. The collection tubes. So this has liquid in it. And this is the column S tube. And that closes just like that. It can't close in a micro-centrifuge tube. I don't know what these are for. We're going to the next. I need to then centrifuge this for 10 seconds at 15,000 Gs and discard flow through. Okay, now you can see they went from the top to the bottom. Now I need to discard the flow through, which just means take this part out, keep this part, and discard the liquid, but we're keeping the tube still. Be careful not to touch the bottom of this or the inside, so we're discarding the liquid. Putting this back in, and that's gonna go. We're gonna do the same thing with this one. Keep this, discard the liquid into the trash. Put this back. Okay. We're gonna repeat the process until all the lysate is passed through here. So we're gonna take another however many microliters it takes, 900 or less. You can keep it at 900, but it might not be that much. Yeah, that's it for that. We're going to put it in the same tube, nothing changed. We just discarded the liquid. the same thing with the blank. Okay. We are going to centrifuge. Okay, and this centrifuge doesn't go below 30 seconds. So I just sit there until it gets to, it takes time to get to, this is 15,000 Gs. It takes a couple seconds to get to that point. So I stop it a little after 10 seconds, and then it takes time to cool down as well. So I'm manually stopping. I'm pressing the stop button. It says start stop. I'm pressing that button. We're making sure the lid gets put back on and is fastened again. Making sure it's at 15 thousandths. Or over halfway there. Step 4, transfer the column S into a new collection tube. These ones are gone. These were the ones from the last step. I'm throwing them. These are the ones that just came out of the centrifuge. Beautiful. Perfect. Lovely. These are the ones we're putting the column S into now. I just spritzed my hands with ethanol. So we're gonna be taking that out. Carefully putting that in there. Close it. There's nothing in the top part. I mean, it's the DNA, but like no liquid. The liquid is the flow through. It's the waste, basically. This is the waste. So I'm gonna throw this now. That was the waste. This is I'm gonna do the same step again. I would transfer it before throwing the waste, but I wanted to be clear that the thing that I was throwing was the waste, and the empty thing with the column S is the DNA. So now we are going to add 500 microliters of buffer. S4, 500 microliters. I feel like that. What's his face? 500. Crack this open so it's easy to just take with one hand. 500 microliters of S4 to the center of the column. Okay. S4. Making sure not to touch the walls. I'm actually not going to be able to show this close up because I have to make sure that it gets on the center. Basically the part that, like, if you look in, is this the blank? It's not. I guess it doesn't matter because these are dummy soils. Okay, but and I wonder if it'll show. Hey, there we go. You see that white part? That's the center. It's the filter. S4 is meant to do something. It's meant to wash the DNA off. Careful. Steady. Now we're done with S4. It goes off to the side. Centrifuge for 10 seconds at 15,000 Gs. Discard flow through. Take this part, keep this part on the left. Discard the liquid. Putting it in the same tube. Putting it right back. Right back where we had it. We're doing the same thing here. Okay. Next step, step 5. We are going to add 700 microliters of buffers. S5. This spray bottle is like not it. Speaking of spraying. $700 microliters of buffer. S5. 700. From 5 to 7. Boy, am I hungry. So, 700. And what we're going to be doing is adding that to the center of the column and centrifuging for 30 seconds at 15,000 Gs. So, I didn't open it. Center of the column. That white filter. We are done with S5. Now we're gonna centrifuge for 30 seconds at 15,000. The lowest it can go is 30 seconds, so I'm gonna let it go. Transfer column into a new collection tube. So we're taking this part out and putting it right into a new tube. This goes to the trash. Closing these up and then centrifuging for 1 minute at maximum speed. Okay, this is going to be the last step. We're going to transfer the column into a new elution tube. This is where it's going to end up in the end. To obtain maximum concentration, add 50 microliters of buffer 6, S6. 50, we're going to need the little, we're going to need the other pipette. Changing it. Now it's at 50. Now this is ready to go. Okay, we're going to transfer column S, that part that we've just been holding on to this whole time, into our designated elution tube. 50 microliters. This is the right tick box. 50 microliters. buffer S6 to obtain maximum concentration. Add it to the middle of the membrane. Nothing we haven't heard before. Oh, but it's such a small amount, you actually do have to be careful with it, and be careful not to touch the membrane, that white filter. Closing that up, discarding the tip, getting a new tip for a new sample, and we're going to do the same thing. Closing up buffer S6, we're done with that. Wait at least 1 minute and centrifuge for 1 minute at 15,000. Hey Siri. 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 Hey Siri. Hey Siri. Man, hey Siri.
Hi Big Daddy.
Set a timer for 1 minute. Bruh. Set a timer for 1 minute.
1 minute counting down.
Oh, it's 30 more seconds. She actually listened to me. She listened to me. Cool. Okay. So, we're waiting for that 1 minute. I am packing things up. Back onto the carts. Okay. The timer is done, first of all. Spritz real quick, and then put these in for 1 minute at 15,000 G's. So there's also an additional step that says for maximum yield, add 100 microliters of buffer S6 after this. Wait a minute, and then centrifuge for a minute at 15,000. For the real run, we would be doing that extra step. For this, I'm trying to get out of here and eat some food. I'm not doing that step. So, this is what we got. Yeah, bit of liquid right there. That's our DNA. Crazy. So I'm just making sure that everything is back in its place. This needs to be closed with this back. Okay. And turned off. All of the liquids are back in the box. We're putting all of the tubes back, gloves, and packing it out. Usually, take our trash and put it in our trash lab. And Jesus, the trash can in our lab as well. So, yeah. Okay. Let's just say that's officially it. Thanks for watching.